As homeschool moms, especially those of multiple kids, you have the ability to make a routine that works well for you and your family without you completely losing your mind. Instead of just sharing with you guys what we do, I want to share with you guys why we do it. And I want to share 5 principles that I really try to stick to when it comes to making a routine. The routines change from season to season, but in all of them, when I stick to these kind of 5 principles, it helps these routines fit our family and our particular season. So let's get started. The first principle is balancing having bones to your day, having some structure to your day, and balancing that with having buffer to your day. I find if I have all buffer, nothing gets done. And if I have too many bones and too much structure, then I also don't get anything done because life happens. So what does that look like in our day specifically? Well, we have the bones and the structure of starting our day at 8:15 every morning. There are a few exceptions to this with doctor's appointments or something like that, but typically 8:15 every morning, we're going to have that structure that we are going to start our day at that time. They always start with WorldWatch and a workout on YouTube. This helps get their body and their minds ready for our school day, and it gives me the buffer to be able to finish prepping or get ready whatever I need to get done for the school day, or finishing up something I started before the school day and give me time to sort of transition into homeschool mom mode. Another example of balancing our bones and our buffer is we always start after they're done with their workout and their WorldWatch. They always come in the living room and we do a little morning powwow. And this is something we do every single day. Sometimes it is like 5 minutes, sometimes it's 15 minutes, it just depends on the day. But we sit down and we talk about what that day is going to look like. We have that buffer space that if life changes, we can adapt to it. But having those bones that they know that we're going to discuss those things in advance as much as we're able to really helps give them that security of knowing what's happening next. The second principle is always trying to see where I can foster independence. And that kind of leads us to our next section of our day. So after we have done that morning powwow, they kind of break off and they start working on some independent work. Now, I start this at a very young age. So for my youngest ones who are kindergarten, who are first grade, and then my 5th grader, but who has some special needs, so she functions at a lower level, those 3 will go off and work on independent work. Now, you might be wondering, how much independent work can a younger child do? But there actually is always something you can have them do. You can have them sort of have a menu of items that they can choose from. So maybe this looks like a list and they can go access specific toys or activities during that time, that independent time. They can listen to the Bible app and listening to the Bible. I always like to have my kids start out with a morning playlist. So we use the YouTube Kids app, and I have set the settings to where it is only things that I have added that they have access to in their profile. They go to the morning list profile and I have added 6 to 8, depending on the week, songs that I would like them to listen to. They listen to every single one of those, and that makes a great kind of working our way into an independent activity. They can listen to those. There are no ads. They can't access or search anything else on YouTube, and they're able to work on skills that I really want them to review and go over. So right now they're working on homophones. They're working on some blending diagraphs, B&D reversal songs, working on how to spell the days of the week, and more. My 7th and my 8th graders have been working on building independence over a long period of time, and now they can be predominantly independent, which is a beautiful thing. They use their Not Consumed planners to help keep them on track, but by having those visuals and those checklists for them, they're able to foster a lot of independence. We have regular check-in times once a week for me to check over all their work and make sure that they are keeping on track. But after that morning powwow time, this is their independent time. That's the majority of their day. In the morning, all the way up till lunch, they are working on things like grammar, spelling, reading, writing, math. And my boys are even doing their science on their own this year, as well as any electives, like one is taking ASL and another is taking a car course that they're working on. I'm gonna be coming out with a video next month all about how you can foster independence and talking more about this important topic. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. But one big key in that is to have those checklists and those expectations laid out for your kids. I actually made a visual schedule for my 5th grader to kind of help bridge that gap for her. She's ready for a little bit more independence, but not quite ready for where the older kids are. And I made her this visual schedule so she could kind of follow along with the day. And it's very adaptable. I've actually made this available because so many of you guys wanted to know where you guys could get this. And I've made it available on my Etsy store. Just a fun little side note, I have opened an Etsy store and I would love for you guys to check it out. I'll leave a link down in the description below. But I will be updating this regularly with fun printables, activities, and supports to help you as a homeschooling parent and for parents of kids with special needs. So lots of things will be added up there on a regular basis. So be sure to go follow that so you'll be notified when new things are posted. The third principle I use when it comes to making my routine is to eat your frog first. This is a common phrase, but you want to take that task that is the one that you like the least, the one that seems the hardest, or the one that gets put off the most, and do that thing first. For me, this is my reading lesson with my oldest son. My oldest son has severe dyslexia and auditory processing. So yes, we are still working on just building those reading skills, building that fluency. And it is a lesson that neither one of us really care to do. We both are kind of over it. We've been working on reading for many, many years, but we both know the importance of it. And we do believe that this is still worth fighting for and working on. But because it's something that neither one of us really care for, it is easy to put off to the end of the day and then just kind of drop off when we don't have time. So I really suggest eating your frog first. And so after that morning powwow, the older ones go off and do their independent stuff. The younger ones work on some of their independent activities. And I sit down with my son and we just knock out that reading lesson. Our days go so much smoother when we just get that out of the way and we both feel a weight lifted off of our shoulders. I would love to know down in the comments, what are your frogs? What are the things that are struggles for you that you are constantly kind of putting off or pushing to the side? The fourth principle that I use is to really combine when possible. So we've always done this in our group subjects. We've always done this with our history, our science, our Bible, our geography. But this year I'm actually doing it with my three youngest. I am combining the three of them because while they are not the same age, they are at a similar academic level. My oldest daughter, like I said, has some special needs, but also she needs some extra review. So I decided to bring her in. We're combining multiple materials and curriculums, and I have a set school time with them for about 2 to 2.5 hours every morning, just depending on the morning. We work until lunchtime and we cover things like journaling, Bible, calendar time. We go over like reading aloud a picture book together. We do reading practice, handwriting practice, all of the things. It's nice because I'm able to do several of these things together and just scaffold it. So for instance, for their journals, my oldest will write all of her journal entry for her day on her own. My first grader will tell me what she wants to write. I will write it for her and then she will copy down what I say. And then my kindergartner will just tell me and I will write it and then they will all illustrate it as well. We do this too when it comes to reading. We work on reading principles and then I will have them practice reading different words, but just depending on the difficulty. So I might mix several digraph blends for my oldest child where I'll only use one digraph blend for my younger ones and etc. We use our visual schedule to help keep us on track. And again, it's that bones to our day that allows us to kind of know that we're hitting everything, but we leave that buffer there that if a day is maybe not going as well, we can shorten a lesson a little bit, or we can combine a few things. But combining the kids together has been a huge, huge help when it comes to getting everything done. We also then go into lunch. We have our quiet time for an hour, which is really important in our family, where everyone goes to their rooms for 1 hour in complete quiet. And then we come back together for another combination time where everybody is all together and we do our history, our Bible, our science, our geography, morning menus, that kind of thing. Again, the structure of we have it every day, but the buffer of we may not do all of the subjects every day, or we may cut it short and do like 5-10 minutes of each one, and other days it'll be a longer lesson. So I really love having that flexibility in there and being able to combine so many subjects together. The fifth and final principle is definitely to embrace the chaos with grace. Understand that things are not going to go exactly as you planned every single day, and get creative when it comes to solutions for this. So for instance, for us, one of the days a week we have tutoring. I have one kid that goes to tutoring, one that goes to speech, 2 of them that go to a writing class, one that goes to like a discipleship group, and then I have one other one with me. So it's quite a chaotic day for sure. And we ended up leaving the home before we would typically get to a lot of that group work. We can get all of our morning stuff done, but not our group work done. So we got creative and we do our group work in the car. We do our read alouds in the car. We do our history. We always choose curriculum that has audiobook options when it comes to group work, so we're able to do it mobily. Take advantage of those small pockets of time and really enjoy the season that God has called you to. Don't resent it. Don't get frustrated, but learn to be flexible and to go with that flow. Now, if your schedule is truly just not working at all, be sure to check out this video here where I talk to you guys a little bit about how I approached that and how this was happening to us recently. Talk to you guys later. Bye.